To the Department of Veterans Affairs, thousands of veterans have died since 2009 while waiting for care. Many vets say the VA has failed them over the years, so what's being done about it? We went to Washington to find out. Leaders on Capitol Hill in Washington say the Department of Veterans Affairs is not in a good place.
I don't think the VA is doing enough of anything.
The VA should do better than this.
And on a scale of 1 to 10?
Nationwide, I'd say the VA is a 3.
Channel 6 News went to Washington to ask your questions and get answers about the VA and if and when it'll improve to help those in Central Texas. And many agree it needs work, and quickly. Representative Robert Flores says the department needs to reset its priority list.
Well, the bureaucrats have put themselves first.
So what are the issues local vets here are facing in Central Texas?
This is the way you will do it, and you will have your appointments made in a certain time, or your veteran will be able to go out and get private care in place of that. You will have certain standards at your VA facilities, and you will hold people accountable, employees accountable.
It took nearly 18 months to fire the first round of people under the new regime because the secretary didn't have the authority to fire the higher-ups, so Congress had to pass a law to give him the authority to do so. And as the firings came, this is the one step forward. This happened. So
what really counts is how does the veteran feel about their encounter with the VA. When you go to Disney, do they measure the number of hours you wait in line, or the number, what's important? What's important is what's your satisfaction with the experience.
When you have the head of the VA say stand in line at the VA, it's like standing in line at Disneyland. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
A report that came out this summer says billions of dollars were pumped into programs that were supposed to fix a lot of the problems at the VA, but evidence shows it just made the problems even worse. Things like insufficient staffing and old, antiquated computer systems and more access to private sector health care. On the other side of Capitol Hill, Congressman Flores has a vision for a reformed VA of the 21st century.
It will be after I'm out of Congress, but I would hope over the next decade that Congress will begin to chip away at the VA and move more and more of it out to the private sector.
Chipping away over the next decade doesn't sound very promising, and all seem to agree right now there's no light at the end of the tunnel. In fact, Representative Jeff Miller from Florida, who is the chairman of the House Committee on Veterans Affairs, agrees that changes need to be made, but hasn't endorsed any specific proposals to change it.
We need to make sure that we have sort of an all-hands-on-deck kind of approach to this.
Leaving millions in limbo, with those in charge having great ideas, but any idea that's agreed upon is maybe a decade away, at least.
They hang in there and then we don't perform, and that's the hard part.
So as the saying goes, get ready to hurry up and wait. And another contributing factor is doctors are buried in paperwork. More is required, but doctors don't have the support staff that they need and leaves less time with the patient.
Now to an update on a Waco